All right, welcome to another episode of Wine and Design. I am here at the Bonacquisti Wine Company in the Sunnyside neighborhood of Northwest Denver with a good friend, colleague, and winemaker, Paul Bonacquisti.
Hi, Jake.
Hello. So really happy to be here for a number of reasons. First of which is we're going to drink wine, and I do believe it's technically afternoon.
It is
so,
officially
we're not too
afternoon.
early.
Yeah.
So, Paul, what are we going to be drinking today?
We're going to drink a 2016 Colorado Cabernet Franc. So these are grapes that I sourced from the Western Slope. They actually came from Mesa Park Vineyards.
Okay.
And Cab Franc is, as you know, is one of the grapes that grows very well here in Colorado. So.
Colorado's Cab, if you will.
Colorado's Cab.
Well, I'll let you do the honors of pouring.
Well, all right.
You are the host. Well, I'm the host, but you are the physical host today. So we will get into a little bit of tasting, and then I'm going to pepper this guy with some good questions because he does some really cool stuff. So
Okay.
I'm going to salute. Yeah, you want to cheers me? I'm ready to drink.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
So Cab Franc, to me it always has good dark fruit to it, but there's kind of this green pepper, olive, brine, leather, tobacco type of profile to it. And
well, in tasting that, and so I hear that a lot with Cab Franc in Colorado, green pepper, but I like to look at it a little bit more when it gets to that Hatch green chili pepper profile is when I like it, and that's what I'm tasting here.
Right.
So a little bit more complexity than the green pepper from the grocery store, if you will.
Right.
The reason I love Cab Franc in Colorado, and the reason that I think you do as well, is it doesn't take as long to ripen. So Cab Sauv doesn't always get to where we want it to in Colorado.
True.
And this one, almost every year, you get really consistent crops.
Yeah, this I'm trying to think back when it was harvested probably in early October, so which is pretty good here in Colorado. Like you were saying about Cabernet Sauvignon, they typically needs to go into mid-October. I've had it go even to November 2nd was the latest I had my Cabernet Sauvignon picked.
Awesome.
1 year.
Awesome. So yeah, really enjoying this wine, which lends the question. When I tell people that Coloradans make good wine from grapes grown in Colorado, they look at me like I've been drinking all day. Which is, I know you've heard that before, but it's got to be difficult to make wine in Colorado. I would imagine. I'm not a winemaker, I'm a wine drinker. So as the winemaker, what is one of the more challenging aspects about making wine in Colorado at high elevation, in the crazy desert, ski towns, whatever you want to call it?
Well, we touched on it a little bit. I think the challenge is making sure grapes have overall ripeness, which is not just the sugar that we measure in the grape juice, but also the acidity, and make sure it's all in check. And so I don't feel like there's a challenge. I mean, I get the growers I buy fruit from, they have they grow really good fruit, and they're doing a great job with it. So I think from a vineyard's perspective, they may have a little different challenge than I do at the winemaking
So what
stage.
You're saying, there is a benefit to being at I-70 in Pecos.
That's right.
And not the person in the vineyard. Got it.
Exactly.
So a little background. I've known Paul going on almost a decade now, and I've seen this business transform quite a bit. When we first met, he was a winemaker, really hustling to get his wines out into the stores, focusing really primarily on a lot on the Colorado grapes. In the last few years, you've I call it a pivot, because you're still making what I think are some of the best wines in Colorado, because I do.
Thank you.
Especially this one, I'm really enjoying. I might just take this bottle back with me.
For sure.
But you've also started importing wines from Italy.
Correct.
You've also started probably doing a little bit more of the West Coast wines. And instead of going to try and get your wines onto shelves in stores, you're getting people in here. So there's live music here every Friday night.
Every Friday night. Yeah.
It's more of a wine bar kind of neighborhood atmosphere. Tell me why you decided to focus on getting people here rather than going out there.
Well, we started off real traditional winery. We've been here for 11 and a half years now. So we were out doing distribution and also trying to drive some traffic here. And then along the way, I felt like we were really neglecting the distribution end of it. It's difficult to have somebody. We needed somebody out there on a daily basis, taking care of that customer base, which are the liquor stores and the restaurants. Mm-hmm. So we found that we're better at doing what we do here and taking care of our customers. So I switched the focus to drive traffic here to the winery and the tasting room. We were already doing a monthly live music, but we turned it into a weekly live music mm-hmm. event, and really started reaching out to the neighborhood, and we've become a neighborhood winery hangout.
And of course you started doing this after I moved out of the Sunnyside neighborhood.
That's right.
So now I'm over in Jefferson Park, and I wish someone would open a winery there. Not that it's that far away. I can get here easily enough.
But you were still around when we launched the Growler program.
That is true. So
and that was a big part of driving the community here into the winery. Was with our refillable growler program.
So like a brewery, you come in here, you fill this up, you buy this piece of glass once, and then you get nice little refills. You're on number 3,100 and something of these poured, which is pretty remarkable. Now, lastly, since this is a show about wine and design,
right?
I want to touch on what you did 18 months ago, approximately, when you refreshed this tasting bar.
Yeah.
You've obviously got some great label-forward wine racks back here.
I do.
And some of our wine glass storage here. Tell me about how you integrated the modern wine racks into this really cool custom bar that you had built or both.
Yeah, well, it was really pretty easy to do. I gave you a call, see what you guys had, and just as we started designing the bar with this rustic look, we knew we had. We were trying to really take advantage of the space we had and fit the most amount of bottles that we could in there, and the vertical label facing forward racks were perfect. So,
and I'll link to a great video that we had that shows this in much detail. As much as I wish I would say the racking is my favorite part of this bar, it's this bar that I love the most. Tell me where this wood came from and why it's so cool.
This wood is actually semi-trailer flooring. So semi-trailers, they're ripping them apart. I found a guy here in Denver, and they sell the flooring out of there. So it was perfect I thought for in here for a winery, because we've got semi trucks that come here quite frequently with deliveries. So we picked up some planks. My guy built the bar, and all we did was put a little bit of a polyurethane on top. Yeah. But mostly this stuff is just indestructible. It's already stained. You don't have to worry about spilling anything on it. So that's why we love it.
Yeah, and it all really blends together well. You've got the metal, the wood, really cool look. On a Friday night here for your Fridays Uncorked, I feel like it gives me the place I want to belly up to the bar. And I don't worry about listening to music and spilling my wine, exactly. Yeah. I feel like it's been here forever, even though it's got this kind of modern vibe to it. So we love it.
Well, thank you.
So with that, a little cheers to this 2016 Cab Franc, and thank you for inviting me over.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
And you'll see a link to subscribe to this channel. We'd love to see more of you commenting below and talking about wine and design. So until we see you next time, thanks so much.